we got to talk about Connor McDavid. I mean, I think he's the most gifted player of all time, but you know, it's coming to a point where you've lost 2 cups in a row to Florida, and they've been great teams. And Florida didn't just beat Edmonton. They dominated them. Like, I know the overtime games, but they handled all of those games as well. It was overtimes which the Oilers played great in, but they beat them in 6. They beat them in 7 last year. They dismantled them. I mean, 5-1 in 5-1 the last game, and the game before that it was 5-2. I mean, they didn't take their foot off the gas at all. It looked like Edmonton was gassed, at times late, but with McDavid here, Hudda, you and I both know there is no way in a world where the Edmonton Oilers will trade McDavid, because what team has enough assets to even give up to acquire him? What team?
He's a free agent after next year, so nobody will trade. It'll probably be like a big signing, but I mean, he's not leaving.
I don't see him leaving. Do you think, though, when you sit here and look at it, because McDavid in the shoes of an Oilers player, living up to trying to live up to Gretzky, he hasn't eclipsed the cup mark yet. Do you think he sits there and goes, man, I could just be tired of just being in Edmonton with all this backlash, and I'm the golden boy from Canada. I'm the second coming of Gretzky. Like, do you think like he has any possibility he leaves? Because I don't.
No, I don't think so. I mean, his whole family's out there. I saw on his wife just bought a bar and opened a bar in Edmonton. So like, you don't make an investment like that if you know you're gonna leave. He's gonna be there for a while. I think they're gonna win. Look at the players they have. You have 2 of the top 4 players in the league on the same team. Eventually, you're going to put the right pieces around them to win a championship, and they're not going to. I'm assuming Skinner's obviously gone. I don't know how you run it back with him after letting you down on the biggest stage 2 years in a row. I would say if they get a goalie, maybe patch up the defensive line.
How are you going to afford him though?
I don't know. I think you got to really, really dig into the cap here. I think Hyman's on a pretty friendly contract. Draisaitl just signed for
him 8 years.
8
right?
years.
Yeah.
McDavid's probably going to sign for
10,
7-8 years if they're really serious about building this team for the next decade. I'm sure they'll win one. I don't think it's that much pressure. It's just funny because it's like the world of sports is all about overreacting. So McDavid,
of course,
best player on the planet, light years ahead of everyone. Oh, he's overrated. He's a fraud. He can't win the big one. It's like,
which nobody understands that. Like, you have the general sports media like Stephen A. Smith talking about Connor McDavid, and like the casual fans, they don't realize how hard it is to play in a hockey game, let alone win a Stanley Cup, to go against a Florida Panthers team like that. And
it's for clicks.
He had one. Okay, the big deal is he had 1 goal in that Stanley Cup. How hard it is to get a goal in a regular game? And then he had 21 games. He had 33 points. Him and Draisaitl, they combined for 66 points. 30 and 30 is 60, and 3 and 3 is 6. Yeah. So like, what?
He's also getting doubled every single
time,
and he's playing against a Hall of Fame goalie. So what do you want him to do?
I'll give this for the casuals out there. It's like how Aaron Donald was double teamed in the Super Bowl against the Patriots with the Rams. It's like how Aaron Donald was double teamed throughout his entire career, sometimes triple teamed, or how Calvin Johnson was double teamed and triple teamed on coverages in the end zone. That's how you can break it down for the casuals out there who don't know a clue about hockey and how hard it is to even get on the ice and go around somebody, let alone pass the puck. So there is no way McDavid is leaving, and he wouldn't. If Draisaitl wouldn't have signed that 8-year deal for nothing. McDavid is not leaving. He knows that. He wouldn't. No way. There's no way. They're going to be right back where they were next year. Like you said on the last podcast, wouldn't be surprised if it's those 2 teams again. I really wouldn't. Maybe Colorado because their speed, and if they can figure out their goalie situation, because they're right there with Edmonton, if not better. I know Dallas outplayed them, but Edmonton or Colorado's right there with Edmonton.
I mean, I think next year's Toronto's year, man. I don't know. I think next year's our year, bro. I don't know. I don't know. There's that blind optimism that like Toronto media. I guess this is why people like hate it so much. And I guess you don't really see it as much, like,
because what you're saying right now.
Yeah, like Connor McDavid born a Leafs fan. There's
not
photos of him in a
happening.
It's not happening.
No,
it's not
it's
happening.
not.
And then there's
No.
Brad Marchand's a Leaf. Sam Bennett's
Oh
a Leaf.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Frickin'
Everyone's a
all
Laker.
these-
Everyone's a
yeah.
Yankee. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then they don't go there.
That's
But
a great analogy, actually. Everyone's a Yankee or Laker.
everyone's a Cowboy. Everyone's
Yeah.
a Dallas Cowboy. I want to
Very
break
good.
this. I want to briefly mention this with this stat here. I was actually texting you the other night about this. For people out there that need to realize this, Connor McDavid has played 10 NHL seasons. 8 out of his 10 NHL seasons, he has eclipsed the 100-point mark. Do you know how hard that is to get that? That is insane. 100 points in 8 seasons out of his 10 seasons he's played.
I want to pull up. There was one about him in the playoffs too. He was the third fastest player to hit 100 playoff points or something like that.
He's the fourth player to ever record 20 plus playoff points in 4 straight seasons, a feature Gretzky didn't achieve. Delivered consecutive 4-point games in the Stanley Cup's finals 4 and 5, an NHL first. I mean, do people realize how hard that is? Because I know everyone in the NBA likes to hear about Jokic, but for hockey, which I arguably think is the hardest sport next to golf or tennis, people say fighting or boxing, it is insane to eclipse 100 points in a season and do it 8 seasons out of 10. Gretzky played 19 seasons, and out of 15 seasons, he had 100 points. That's insane, let alone. Gretzky is a whole nother conversation. But Connor McDavid here, he's a 5-time Art Ross Trophy winner. Most points in an NHL season. He has the 1,000-point mark already. He's one of the fastest to ever do it. I mean, it just keeps going and going. He's the second among active players in scoring pace at 1.49 points per game. Behind Draisaitl.
Yeah, that's insane. And Draisaitl, who's assisting on all those Draisaitl goals? McDavid. Like it's ridiculous.
He passed Ovechkin for career playoff points in fewer games.
Yeah, third fastest
ever.
In NHL history to 100, I believe, something like that.
He's the fastest active player to 1,000 career points.
No, anyone that brings up the choking, or it's either just for clicks or they don't watch. Like I saw the Stephen A. Smith thing. ESPN's a joke. I don't know what you guys are doing with that network. It's just it's a network for clicks now. There's no real like sports journalism on there. Stephen A. Smith playing solitaire at the finals, and then joking about it. This is a joke.
Only Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux had more points per playoff game with similar volume. 108 playoff points in 73 games equals 1.48 points per game, one of the highest ever.
Yeah, I mean, just if you don't watch hockey, just like listen to the numbers we just threw out there. It's hard to fathom.
He was hurt at the end of this season, but he could win the MVP every single year. I mean, okay, if we want to talk about soccer, right? We want to compare soccer to hockey. We want to compare football to basketball. McDavid's comp in soccer would be, I know he's a lot younger, but who would it be? Like,
I don't watch enough soccer. Football, I'd say Josh Allen. I'd say he's Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's fair.